Hello friends and welcome to another reading by Nagapie. Tonight we're going to be reading Noodle Noggin Binky Boo Goes on a Scavenger Hunt, written by Mrs Natalie, illustrated by Ashan Shiraz. In this book you can add your name to this page. Once upon a time there was a monster named Noodle Noggin Binky Boo. Noodle Noggin Binky Boo had one big eye, yellow fur, and was shaped like a pear, which made her look quite funny to anyone who saw her, because she always carried noodles on her head. It was her favorite snack. However, Noodle Noggin Binky Boo had a problem. She couldn't read or write, and she felt very embarrassed about it. All the other monsters in her village could read and write, and she felt left out. One day, Noodle Noggin Binky Boo saw a poster in her village square that advertised an alphabet scavenger hunt. The poster said that the winner would get a prize, and Noodle Noggin Binky Boo was very curious about what it could be. When she asked the other monsters in the village about the scavenger hunt, they told her that it was a game where she had to find objects that started with each letter of the alphabet. Noodle Noggin Binky Boo was determined to win the scavenger hunt, but she didn't know the alphabet very well. So she went to the library right away and borrowed an alphabet book. She spent the entire night studying the book and practicing saying each letter out loud to Mom and Dad. The next day, Noodle Noggin Binky Boo set out on the scavenger hunt. She started with the letter A and found an apple. She found red apples on a tree. Then she found a ball for the letter B, a big round basketball. This is easy, she thought. Next was the letter C. She thought hard. I know. A carrot for the letter C. That will work great. She remembered that the oldest monster in the town, Sully, had a vegetable garden, so she went to Sully's and she asked if she could take one, please. D. What could she find that starts with D? She went to the lake that was through the forest, and she found a dancing elf named Elsa. In the sack went the elf. E. Well, she already had the elf, so that letter was taken care of. She was trying to remember the next letter. Oh yes, she said, it is the letter F. She was at the lake already, so she looked for a fish. She found a nice friendly goldfish that agreed to go into the sack, and since goldfish starts with G, she had the letter now also. She decided that she could head back to the village to find more of the items, and H and I were next. She knew there was a wig salon in the village, and that is where she found H is for hair. She was having so much fun, but realized she was now hungry. She loved the mango ice cream at the corner store, so she stopped in for a cone and one scoop. After she finished her ice cream, she thanked the shop owner, and as she was leaving, the owner said, "I have a joke for you." "Joke? That starts with J." "Okay, sir, what is the joke?" "Why did Peter Pan hover over his home?" "Because he read the sign that said Neverland." They both laughed, and Noodle Noggin Binky Boo set on her way to finish the hunt. She rode her big-wheeled bike to the park. There she searched for the next letters K, L, M. She did very well because she found a kite, lemon tree, and even mooncakes. What a treat! Not a moment too soon she heard a chirping noise above. It was birds. She loves birds. She realized the birds were leaving the nest, and that nest starts with N. In the sack went the nest. O, P, Q, she thought were going to be hard. She decided that the best place to go would be the supermarket. She remembered that there are many items in the supermarket. She soon found an onion, potato, and even a quilt. She put the items in her bag, and after paying, she left. Where to next? She needs to find R.S.T. Noodle Noggin Binky Boo was getting tired, but did not give up. She wanted to win a prize. She was in the village center where she heard music coming from the toy store. She entered, and there she found some more items for the hunt. She found a robot, a large shell, and a toy train. U, V, W are next on her checklist. What will she find? When leaving the toy store, she noticed that it had started to rain. Oh no! But she did have her pocket umbrella, so that saved her noodles on the top of her head. Yes, that's it, she said. U is for umbrella. She found another item without even searching. For the letter V, she immediately went back to Sally's garden and chose another vegetable. This time she chose a corn. She remembered that Mom asked her to get a watermelon before returning home, so it is another item for her checklist as watermelon starts with W. She was getting so excited as she was nearing the end of her checklist for all the letters of the alphabet. Noodle Noggin Binky Boo's sack was getting quite heavy. Noodle Noggin Binky Boo found a few tricky letters like X, Y, and Z. But she eventually found a xylophone and a yo-yo back at the toy store. She also found a small doll jacket and a zipper. She was so proud of herself for completing the scavenger hunt, but she was even more proud of learning and remembering the alphabet. When Noodle Noggin Binky Boo arrived back at the village square, she had all the objects she needed to win the scavenger hunt. She proudly presented her objects to the judges, who were amazed that a monster who couldn't read or write had completed the scavenger hunt. Noodle Noggin Binky Boo was awarded the prize, which was a new book of her choosing. She was so excited and picked a monster book called A Monster Never Gives Up, and she knew that she could read it all by herself now that she knew the alphabet. From that day on, Noodle Noggin Binky Boo was no longer embarrassed about not knowing how to read or write. She practiced every day and became one of the best readers in the village that could help others, and she knew that she had the scavenger hunt to thank for her newfound knowledge. You can also have your own fun with this alphabet. The end. Nagapie.
Right guys, so this is such a nice story, and for our review today, I really think that we are quite lucky that Miss Natalie actually gave us permission to be able to do this reading for us and for you guys. And if you are interested in getting this fantastic little book, there is a link down in the description, so please pop on over and click on that link. That will take you to the Amazon shop where you can buy this book internationally. It is really a fun story, and I do think that if you have kids that are struggling to read and are struggling to make associations with letters and the alphabet, this is definitely something that will interest them and maybe even spur them on to start reading themselves. I also think that it's a fun game to play with your kids to try and see if they can also go and find the letters themselves. So in essence, I think we should definitely give this book a 5 out of 5 for our Nagapie list. So from us, we hope you had a fantastic time listening to us, and as always, Nagapie.